I don't know if it's just me, but something that I've noticed over the years is that a lot of people want it both ways. They want good things to happen regardless of what they do, but they don't understand that in life, everything's got a gift and a curse. So, for example, there's a lot of people where I understand at the moment there's a bit of an unemployment crisis. Trying to get a job is difficult, right? So, you have a period of time for maybe weeks and months where you don't have a job, you're actively looking for jobs, you're getting demotivated, you're just thinking, oh my God, if I had this job, like my life will be so much better, or it'll be amazing. But then during that time, you kind of forget to realize that, okay, because I'm not at a job, maybe I've got more time to actually think about different things that I want to do. I've got a bit more mental clarity, so I might be able to come up with any ideas and maybe look into my passions a bit more. Because you're kind of doing that at the time, you're taking for granted the time that you've actually got, and you're filling up that valuable time, getting yourself super worked up, super stressed out. And then what happens is that you might get the job, amazing, you've got the job, you've got your salary, I'm planning my next few years there. You start the job quickly within a couple of weeks, you realize that it's hell, you're super stressed all of the time, you don't have free time. So now you get a bit angry and you get bogged down and you're like, yo, slyly, I even preferred it when I was unemployed. At least I had a bit more free time for my mental. So I think at the end of the day, you need to realize that you can't have your cake and eat it too. As some people say, whatever you do in life, there's going to be, it's upsides and it's going to have its downsides. Whatever side you're on, you need to be able to look at the positives of the situation. So for example, if you've got a job, the positive is that the job is not given, like in this climate, trying to get a job and a decent job at that is hard anyway. Even a low level job can be difficult to find. So if you've got one, I would just be grateful for it anyway. It can always be worse. You've got some income as well, which is amazing. But if you don't have one, the positive in that is that even though you might be struggling, you might be getting a bit stressed out, and obviously you need to afford your lifestyle. The positive is that if you don't have money, typically you've got time. And with time, you're going to have more mental clarity and some thinking space. With thinking space, you're going to be able to come up with a plan to help you maybe even do better than you would in a job. So for example, I'm not saying everyone has to be an entrepreneur, but for example, you might be a bit more likely to be creative and figure out a scheme or a plot long term that can make you rich or something like that with the free time. Whereas if you're inside a job or something like that, it can be difficult to have that time to have those mental clarity thoughts to be able to think of something big. So whatever you do in life, there's going to be a positive and there's going to be a negative. That's why we got scales or like a seesaw or whatever. And as I say, life is just a gift and a curse. Whatever situation you're in, just be grateful because it can always be worse.